Rookie season is upon us, and now it's time to discuss some of the players that you're going to want in your Dynasty rookie drafts in best ball leagues. It doesn't matter. You're going to want these guys everywhere. We're digging deep today. These are the rookies that I absolutely love in this year's class at every position. So we're going to start, and I'm going to cheat here at the start, but Omarion Hampton is an absolute beast. And I want to include him here because the gap between Hampton and Genty isn't as great as it once was, because of what Hampton was able to do at the NFL Combine. At 6'1", 221 pounds, Hampton ran a 4.46 40-yard dash, a 1.54 10-yard split, a 38-inch vertical jump, a 10-10 broad jump. He also ran a 4.40 20-yard shuttle. The NFL Combine performance combined with his college production, back-to-back seasons with 1,500 rushing yards, at least 1,500 rushing yards, 29 receptions, and 16 touchdowns, make him a candidate to be a first-round pick in the NFL draft. The tape is also impressive. The strengths, he's physical, he can run in between the tackles, outside the tackles. He isn't shy about contact. He's good in pass protection. He's a good receiver out of the backfield, and he has good speed. Some of the weaknesses I saw, sometimes I question his vision and decisiveness, but overall, there is way more to like than there is to not like. And Hampton also ranked number 5 amongst running backs, minimum 150 snaps in missed tackles forced with 73. He was number 2 in yards after contact and number 11 in PFF's elusiveness rating. And when you put it all together, the measurables, the college production, the tape, the analytics, Hampton checks all of the boxes. And currently, according to Keep Trade Cut, he's ranked as the RB10, player 54 overall, right next to Cam Ward and James Cook. On Underdog, Hampton is the RB17, player 51 overall. And again, at that price, I am in on Omarion Hampton, especially considering he's probably going to get round 1, early round 2 draft capital. Next up is Cam Skattebo. I understand that Cam Skattebo didn't test at the NFL Combine. It was probably smart for him to skip it, to be honest, because he's probably not going to test well. My guess is he would have run somewhere in the 4.6s, but Skattebo's play at Arizona State was extremely impressive. This season, Skattebo rushed for 1,711 yards, caught 45 passes for 605 yards, and scored 24 total touchdowns. The film is also extremely good. He has great vision. He's a strong runner. He's quicker than you think, and he moves laterally extremely well. He's tough to bring down, and he's a great pass catcher. The questions that I had were, is he fast enough? Does he have enough breakaway speed? Does he have enough burst? And ultimately, we're going to find the answers to these questions come NFL draft time. Where is he going to go? Is he going to go on day 3 like some people think, or is he going to sneak into day 2? And if he sneaks into day 2, that will tell you what you need to know, that there's some NFL team that believes that he can be an effective part of their backfield. And Skattebo, according to PFF, ranked number 3 in missed tackles forced at 82, minimum 150 snaps. He ranked number 5 in yards after contact and number 10 in PFF's elusiveness rating. And the concerns are there to be sure. Cam Skattebo, being a running back at the NFL level, can he do it? I think he can at least play a David Montgomery role paired with a shiftier, undersized running back. I mean, think Detroit Lions. Now, I do think Skattebo's ceiling is somewhat limited, but if he turns into that David Montgomery player, which I believe he can, then he would be a home run pick where he's going to be drafted in Dynasty. And currently, he's the RB30, player 131 overall. According to Keep Trade Cut, he's ranked right next to James Conner, Isaiah Pacheco. I would acquire Cam Skattebo for those players in a heartbeat. And on Underdog, Skattebo is ranked as the RB37, player 119 overall. Let's shift to the wide receiver position. Jaylin Noel continues to be a player that shows up and shows out, but for some reason, he's way down some people's rankings, and I'm not really sure why. The first thing that he did was he dominated at the Senior Bowl. Next, he dominated at the NFL Combine. He ran a 4.39 40-yard dash, a 1.51 10-yard split, a 41.5 vertical jump, an 11.2 broad jump, a 6.823 cone drill, a 4.17 20-yard shuttle, and weighed in at 5'10", 194 pounds. All of that is more than good enough size and more than good enough measurables to make it athletically at the next level. Noel finished number 3 amongst wide receivers according to NFL.com's athleticism score. Now, he does have small hands. This is the one knock in the measurables, which, like I said, is the only measurable I'm genuinely concerned about, but there are far more positives than negatives when it comes to the measurables. Noel played most of his snaps in the slot, 69.6 6%. His yards per route run number is good, number 18 amongst wide receivers at 2.62. His ADOT 12.2 doesn't quite match up with his yards per route run number. He ranked number 65 in ADOT, minimum 50 snaps amongst college wide receivers. Noel also ranked number 17 amongst wide receivers in PFF's receiving grade, and he improved in every season at Iowa State. His receiving grade was 60.3 his freshman year. Fast forward to his last season, 81.7. The college production was also there from his freshman year to his last season with Iowa State. 269 receiving yards his freshman season, 572 receiving yards his sophomore season, 820 his junior year, and over 1,000 receiving yards, 1,194 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns, 80 receptions in 2024. And the tape is really good as well. Noel's tough, he runs good routes, and he's quick and shifty enough to get separation. He's likely going to play the slot, but he also played outside on over 30% of his snaps as well. So he shows versatility to play both inside and outside. He does lack length, as we mentioned, and his hand size isn't ideal. He's going to have to improve some of the technical aspects of his game, but I believe that Noel has shown throughout his career that he has the ability to improve and refine his game overall. The best part about Jaylin Noel is the price. Currently, Noel's ranked as the wide receiver 117 and the player number 316 according to Keep Trade Cut. He's also ranked as the wide receiver 80 and player 191 overall in Underdog's best ball ADP, according to 4for4. Elic Ayomanor is up next. He's another player that played well throughout his career at Stanford, and he also tested it fairly well at the NFL Combine. There were some good things, some bad things. He measured in at 6'2", 206 pounds. We like the size. He ran a 4.44 40-yard dash. He also ran a 1.58 10-yard split, which was last amongst wide receivers. That's not great. A 38.5 vertical jump, which ranked number 7 amongst wide receivers. A 10.7 broad jump, number 10 amongst wide receivers. And he also has big hands and length to go with it. Ayomanor played most of his snaps out wide, as he played 86.6% of his snaps outside, 13.2% of his snaps in the slot. So he profiles as a true outside receiver, and his size and speed would speak to that as well. He ranked number 73 in yards per route run, which isn't ideal, but he ranked number 24 in average depth of target. Ayomanor also put up a 74.3 PFF receiving grade, which is good, not great, and it's almost exactly the receiving grade that he put up in the previous season at Stanford. His college production is good. His sophomore season, 62 receptions, 1,013 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns. And then this season, almost the same amount of receptions, 63 receptions, 831 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns. And the tape would speak to the fact that Ayomanor has the traits to become a really good wide receiver at the NFL level. But I will admit, this is more of a risk than some of the other players that we've mentioned so far. In order for Ayomanor to really hit, he's going to have to improve his route running, and ultimately he's going to have to improve at the catch point. But there is no doubt he has the size, the speed, and the ability to win contested catches at the next level. Now, he ranked number 68 in contested catch rate with 48.4% in 2024, minimum 50 targets, but he showed he had the ability to do it. Now, that's another area he's going to have to improve, but again, he has the traits to make contested catches at the next level, which is what I'm trying to say. This is more of a bet on talent than anything else, but I will say that landing spot is absolutely crucial here. In order for Ayomanor to be a real hit for us in Dynasty, he needs to go to a team that is going to take the time to develop him. And with that being said, the buy window on Ayomanor is likely going to be open for quite some time, because I'm not sure he's going to produce right away, at least not to the level that we think. But this is one of the guys I will be truthering for, because as we mentioned, he has the size we like, he has the traits we like, and that upside is always going to be something that I'm going to be willing to take a big swing on, even if it doesn't pan out. And there's absolutely a scenario where it doesn't pan out. But currently, Ayomanor is ranked as the wide receiver 84, player 236 according to Keep Trade Cut. That's extremely low. And according to Underdog, he's the wide receiver 74, player 176. And at that price, I'm willing to take a chance on him, even in those best ball drafts, even in those Underdog leagues where he's pushed up a little bit. I like those prices. Let's shift to the tight end position, and let's talk Oronde Gadsden II. He measured at 6'5", 243 pounds at the NFL Combine, and was very productive during his time at Syracuse. And while he didn't jump out of the building at the NFL Combine, he was consistent in some other ways at Syracuse. And for starters, he was a well-rounded tight end. His PFF grades reflect the fact that he was a good receiving tight end, but he also had ball security and wasn't a liability in pass protection. He did play a lot of his snaps in the slot, 58.4%. He played some inline, 32.7%. A very few amount of snaps came outside. His yards per route run number ranked him number 8 amongst tight ends at 1.86, and his average depth of target ranked number 10 amongst tight ends at 10, minimum 20 targets. His college production was extremely good. He broke out in 2022 where he caught 61 passes for 975 yards and 6 touchdowns. A Liz Frank injury shortened his 2023 season, but in 2024, Gadsden II had another monster season, finishing with 73 catches, 934 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Make no mistake about it, this is elite college production for the tight end position, especially considering he was coming off of an injury. And to speak to the tape, overall, Gadsden's not going to blow you away with his athleticism, but he is one of the more well-rounded tight ends in this class that could get drafted a lot higher than we think. My biggest concern is that lack of athleticism, especially his acceleration into routes. That could be a deal breaker at the NFL level, but overall, there's enough to like here, especially at his current price. Currently, he's not even ranked as a tight end according to Keep Trade Cut. He's ranked as a wide receiver. I'm not really sure why, but he's wide receiver 166, player 449 according to Keep Trade Cut, and he's currently being undrafted in Underdog drafts. Gadsden's one of those tight ends I'll be taking a shot at, especially very, very late in my rookie drafts. We got to talk about Jaxson Dart to close out the video. He weighed in at 6'2", 223 pounds at the NFL Combine and performed very well in the throwing drills, according to the people who've covered this for a long time. Dart also finished number 1 in PFF's passing grade during the 2024 season. Yes, better than Cam Ward. Yes, better than Shedeur Sanders. He also wasn't afraid to let it rip down the field, as he ranked number 7 amongst quarterbacks in average depth of target, 11.9 yards per target. He far outpaced his counterparts in this category, as Cam Ward ranked number 33 and Shedeur Sanders ranked number 63 in this category. Dart also showed the ability to take care of the football, as he ranked number 44 amongst quarterbacks, minimum 100 dropbacks, and turnover-worthy play percentage at just 2.2%. Dart's adjusted completion percentage was also very high, as he ranked number 11 amongst quarterbacks in that category. Dart is going to have to improve his processing speed, as his pressure to sack ratio ranked number 24, 19.2% amongst quarterbacks with at least 100 dropbacks. But his college production was extremely good in all 3 seasons where he was the starting quarterback. In his senior season, 4,279 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, almost 500 rushing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. And on tape, you can see the athleticism and the arm talent. He does have to improve his footwork, his processing speed, and his ability to diagnose zone coverages. But overall, Dart is a quarterback prospect with a ton of upside and with the traits and the college production to back it up. And currently, he is ranked as the quarterback 28, player 123 overall, according to Keep Trade Cut. And on Underdog, he's ranked as the quarterback 31, player 205 overall. And at those prices, I'm absolutely going to be taking multiple shots at Jaxson Dart in both Dynasty and Best Ball. Thank you for watching, and let me know who some of your favorite NFL prospects are in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, be good, everybody, and we will see you later.